Hi, I'm Raquel and welcome back to A Pinch of Salt. With the holidays coming, we're always interested in making something that's simple, easy, feeds a crowd, and it's not so difficult to do. So I decided on roasted garlic mashed potatoes. It's something that could be done the night before or the day of, and you can cook and do other things that you needed to do and still make it to the party and be a star. So the first thing we want to do is roast some garlic. We're going to take off the top part just to expose some of the skin. So I'm going to take my knife and just right up from the top, this comes down. And that's what you want to do. So leave some of that skin off and expose it. Take a piece of aluminum foil, put it on. We're going to put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. It's just to make it golden and kind of nice and soft and flavorful. And then we're going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Then we want to close it up, but you don't want to close it too tight. You just want to leave a little bit of air. So it's basically like a tent. That's what you're doing. So we're going to get started on the potatoes. The garlic has a couple more minutes still left in the oven. I took some russet potatoes, Idaho potatoes, either one works. They're about 4 potatoes and it'll feed about, anyway, depending on how hungry you are, anywhere from 2 to 4 people or 4 to 6 people. Again, just depends on your appetite. Quartering the potatoes, so I kind of just did exactly it, just cut them in 4 pieces. The idea is just to have them uniformly the same thing so they all cook about the same time. So any of these bigger potatoes you can cut in half. The skin is on the potatoes, and I'm going to be introducing this huge little thing over here which looks like a garlic press, but it's actually for the potatoes. It's a potato ricer and it's phenomenal. So we're going to get all of this in, and then I'm going to add some cold water. You always want to boil with cold water to get this started. And then some of those garlic, the same garlic peels of the garlic that we quartered, we kind of took apart, can go right in. Might as well add some flavor. You want to fill it just enough to cover about 1 inch more than what the potatoes are, so just a little bit more. And then we want to salt. And you want to be a little heavy-handed when you're salting. It's not going to make salty potatoes, but it is the only time to really flavor the food. It's just like when you're making pasta. So you want to go heavy. So we've drained the potatoes and we're just letting that cool a little bit so we can actually touch it. But in the meanwhile, I want to show you what the garlic looks like. So here it goes. And you see, well, the skin's actually falling off. They're tender. And then they get this pretty little, I don't know, goldenness, sweetness. And you want to just take them off now that they're nice and cool and you're able to touch them. Pull them right out of their skins. And you just want to crush the garlic up so that when we add it to the potatoes, it kind of just blends in nicely. Take a fork and right on it, it's no big deal. Just smash it up. Okay? And all that goodness, that paste now, is what we will add to the potatoes. Okay, so now the potatoes are pretty, not necessarily cold, but they're cool enough that I can handle. So I'm going to get a bowl, open up my little garlic press type thing, my potato ricer, get my potatoes in. Now you can fill it up, but the more you fill it, you don't want to clog it. So just put 2 potatoes in at this point. Then you just press down and you start ricing. I love this thing. So then you can keep going, and then you'll notice all the skin is staying here, so eventually you just peel that off and kind of put it on the side. But at least you don't have to go through the work of peeling. So I love this. Okay, so here we go. And you keep going until all your potatoes are done. A lot of people make the mistake of not warming up their cream and you just throw in everything in. Then you get this real pasty type of mashed potato. So you want to take the time, since you already did something like that, take the time to warm up the milk. In this case I have 2% because that's usually what I keep on hand in the kitchen. I wouldn't use anything like skim or very like low fat milk. 2% is good because there's still some fat, and whole milk is good. But then you can always use some of the fat from the heavy cream. So we got this on. I'm actually going to get some butter in first. So it's about 2 tablespoons of butter. And getting that in our pan. Then we can add, it's no big deal, it'll melt. Get some of the milk in. That's the cream. Then we're going to get, so that's half. And then get some milk in. Now I'm using the same pot. It's just, we're always trying to make things a little bit easier on ourselves. What we are going to do though is we're going to flavor this milk. So we're going to put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and nutmeg. So instead of using those little pre-powdered already ground spice, you can buy nutmeg whole, and it's fantastic because it keeps indefinitely, unlike those spices that have been around probably for a lot of anniversaries with a lot of people. Usually you want to keep them for about 6 months to a year. But whole spice you can keep indefinitely. So this little guy is a microplane. It's phenomenal for your cheeses, for, I don't know, grating cheese, chocolate, zesting of lemons or citrus, or doing something like nutmeg. So you don't need another specific thing. So we're going to give a couple of grates. Something about nutmeg and cream sauces just works together. So we have our milk nice and hot, and the cream and the nutmeg, salt and pepper. And like I said, we're going to slowly just add some in. Okay, and you're going to mix. You don't want to add it all because of the fact that you don't want it to get too soupy. So I'm going to put the pot down. And I'm going to mix properly. This way I kind of take control over the consistency. And we're getting this all in. Add more. And I'm going to mix it again. You can see we're almost there. So we didn't need all the milk. And then what I'm going to do is add in our garlic. So we got that smashed garlic in. And we can smash it some more in here. And just get that in. Kind of get those smells nice and going. And then I want to taste it for salt. Because at this point, there's not going to be any other time to taste it. What we're going to achieve in the oven is actually getting some type of crust on the top. So by then, you don't want to disturb that crust. You want it to come out really pretty. So you want to taste everything for flavor, for seasoning now. So we need salt, just a little bit more. It's really helpful that we put so much salt in when we were boiling the potatoes. And give this a good mix. And then off into our dish. And then we're going to put this into the oven. Maybe blot it with a little bit more butter or something if you want to make it more golden. But other than that, this is ready. It's going into a 425 oven, and it's going to take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. You want the top to get nice and bubbly and nice and golden. So it's been about 30 minutes, and it's ready to come out. See, the potatoes is nice and golden on the outside, and we're ready to kind of serve it. You get that little nice crunchiness on the outside. And look at the taste. And it's good. You have the nice creaminess inside, a little bit of the crunch on the outside of the potato. So pretty good. I think it'll make you happy on your little, your Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever holiday you choose. Just try to put it on your kitchen table. And feel free to visit me online and let me know how it goes. So you can visit me at www.apinchofsalt.com or visit me on the blog and just drop me a post. Take care.